It is Thursday, April 11th, and the Splash Zone is back in your life. I am Matt Modi, and I have 3 NBA player props for you guys to lock in for today's NBA betting slate. We're on a pretty ridiculous run so far. On the season and this month as well. That continued yesterday. I gave out 4 picks yesterday, 2 on the YouTube channel, 2 I sent out both on my Dub Club, and I sent them out on Twitter as well. We got 3 of those 4 to cash. The only play we lost yesterday was Luka Doncic. I had him over 9.5 assists. And of course, he ended with exactly 9 after having 6 in the first half. Getting hooked as our only loss hurts, but we cashed the other 3 plays, which made it for a profitable day yesterday, up 1.87 units, which continues just a ridiculous stretch that we are on with these NBA player props. We're 17-4 over the past week or so. We're up over 13 units in the month of April alone. And then on the entire season, we are up over 103 units. Again, it's just crazy the success that we're having, but we're not going to rest on our laurels. We're going to keep the success going. I want to keep riding, keep staying on this hot streak and just continue the ride and see how long we can go for. So if you're new to my channel, I would definitely recommend subscribing so you can cash some future bangers with us. And then for this specific video, if you could comment, all that stuff helps me out a ton. But enough of that. You're only as good as your most recent bangers. So let's see if we can splash around and continue to get wet today. Starting in the Knicks versus Celtics game, I'm taking Josh Hart over 14.5 rebounds plus assists, minus 125 odds at Fanatics. I got to be honest. I have no idea what the books are doing with this number. It's like they're asleep on these Josh Hart props. I was on this last game. I should have officially gave it out, but I just locked it in on my own. But I absolutely love this play. I think it's a phenomenal spot for Josh Hart. So he's cashed this over 14.5 number in 8 of his last 10 games. He's actually gone over 15.5 in all 8 of those games as well. So if you can only get, by the time you're watching this, if you can only get the 15.5 number, I would still take it there. And one of the games that he missed where he didn't go over this number, he only played 3 minutes because he got ejected at the very beginning of the game. If you take that game out, he's cashed in 8 of his last 9 games. And also, if you take that game out, he's averaging over 41 minutes of playing time in his last 10 games as well. Tibbs is just running him into the ground. And I think that's going to continue to happen tonight. The Celtics don't need this game, but the Knicks do. They need it for seeding purposes. And he's going to continue to play 40-plus minutes, as I do think that the Celtics are still going to be able to keep it close, regardless of who they end up playing. Now, I will admit, it doesn't look like a great matchup for Josh Hart. He's missed this in all 3 games against the Celtics so far this year. But that's against a normally healthy Celtics roster. That's not what we're going to be getting tonight. They've already listed some of their starters as questionable. Last game, their starters didn't play in the 4th quarter. So even if they end up playing a fully healthy roster, which I would be surprised, they're not going to play them the full game. And the Celtics are kind of sleepwalking through the end of the season. They've had the 1 seed locked up for weeks now. Clearly the best team in the NBA. Clearly they know that when the playoffs start, they're going to be able to turn it on. And the Knicks, like I said, they need this win for seeding. So my guess here is that Josh Hart is going to continue to play another 40-plus minutes in this one. If you're looking at his last 10 games, he's averaging over 7 assists per game on over 11 potential assists. That's a pretty good assist to potential assist ratio. Nothing completely like an outlier or anything like that. And he's also averaging 10 rebounds in this stretch as well. I just can't believe we're getting this price at 14.5, this play at 14.5. So I'm going to hammer it. Again, I would still take it at 15.5 as well. That's our first play. Next up, Pelicans versus Kings game. I'm taking Jonas Valanciunas over 9.5 points, minus 104 odds at FanDuel. I'm also going to take him to record a double-double as well. You can get that at plus 600 odds at BetRivers. And I'm putting a quarter unit on that bad boy. Now, I understand if you're just looking at the last couple games, last 10 games for Valanciunas, you're going to think that it's scary to back him to go over his point total because his playing time is very spotty. But this is absolutely going to be a game in which Valanciunas plays his normal allotment of minutes. I do not expect this to be a game in which he gets benched and doesn't play a lot of minutes. If you're looking at his last 10 games and you look at the games in which he did not play a lot of minutes, it's all matchup dependent, right? He played 4 minutes against the Suns. Now, very importantly, Nurkic did not play in that game. He only played 10 minutes against the Thunder. He played 15 against the Celtics. The commonality with all of those opponents is they stretch you out with stretch bigs in the Thunder and the Celtics case, or in the Suns case, they benched Yusuf Nurkic, and they're a heavy jump shooting team. And Valanciunas just cannot hang in those matchups. The Suns, they spread you out, they run a bunch of pick and rolls, and Valanciunas just can't hang on the perimeter. That's not the case tonight against the Kings. He's going to be matched up with Sabonis, who's not going to stretch him out to the perimeter. If you look at his recent matchups against the Kings, and this dates back to last year, he averages over 26 minutes of playing time in his last couple, I think 6 games against the Kings. And not once has he played fewer than 20 minutes. And if you look at this entire season and you isolate the minutes played to games in which he has at least played 20 minutes, he scored 10 points in 48 of 60 games with a hit rate of 80%. And I would be shocked if he did not play 20. I mean, honestly, I'm expecting him to get up to 25 minutes in this one. And we're just looking at the numbers with at least 20 minutes. I'd be shocked, barring foul trouble, barring injury, if he didn't play at least 20 minutes. And this is also a matchup that he's absolutely dominated against Sabonis. If you look at his head-to-head against the Kings, he's literally catched this in all 6 of his matchups dating back to last year against the Kings. That includes 4 for 4 this year as well. So I love the matchup for him against the Kings. I also like it from a rebounding perspective as well. He's gotten at least 10 rebounds in every single game of those 6, except for 1. That's why we are on the double-double as well. If you want to take rebounds plus points, I think that's a good play. If you want to take just points as what I'm doing, that's a good play. If you want to just take rebounds, that's a good play. If you want to take double-double, they're all good plays. Any combination of the 4 in which you can get points plus rebounds. I just like the points a little bit better, which is why I officially went with that. But all are good plays. That's our second play. Third up, final pick of the evening. We're sticking in the Pelicans versus Kings game, and we're taking Keegan Murray, 4+ made 3-pointers, plus 165 odds at FanDuel. As always, we save our last play for the spiciest play as well in terms of odds. Another play that I just love for this matchup, Keegan Murray and his 3-point props. You want to target him against teams that allow a lot of catch and shoot 3-point attempts, and against teams that will just leave shooters wide open as well. That's exactly the matchup against the Pelicans. They check both of those boxes. Over the last 10 games, they're allowing the 6th most catch and shoot 3-point attempts in the entire NBA, while also allowing the highest frequency of wide open 3-pointers as well. This has been a theme all year for the Pelicans. They will just leave shooters wide open. They sell out to guard the interior. And even if you're a good shooter, they will just leave you wide open from 3-point range. So if you look at recent players against the Pelicans, a lot of them have gone over the 3-point prop against them because they're just going to leave dudes wide open. Again, they sell out to guard the interior, leaving guys like Keegan Murray open from the perimeter. In that same stretch, over the past 10 games, Keegan Murray takes both the most catch and shoot and the most wide open 3-point attempts on the Kings as well. By a pretty decent amount. There's like a full 2 attempt difference between him and the next closest guy on the Kings, both in catch and shoot and in wide open 3-point attempts as well. And he's also been shooting more because of all the injuries to the Kings. Malik Monk is out. Kevin Huerter is out. With all those guys out, his 3-point attempts have only gone up. And this is an excellent fade of recent results as well. In his last 3 games, Keegan Murray has attempted a combined 30 3-pointers. He's attempted 10 in each game, but he's only made a combined 8 on those 30 attempts. He's made 2 and then 3 and then 3. The game before that, so 4 games ago, he went 4 of 10 from deep. That's essentially what I'm expecting from him tonight. I think he's going to get up another 10 3-pointers, and he's a good shooter. I think he's going to shoot out of this slump that he's in. 8 of his last 30. Cash for us as pretty juicy plus 165 odds. And that's all we got. 3 bangers for you guys to lock in. Make sure to like the video, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And then the last thing that I'll mention, I mention it at the end of every video, is that I do have a dub club where I send plays out for only $5 a month. The way it works is the plays that you see me give out for free, both on YouTube and on Twitter, those are the plays that I also give out on Dub Club. The reason why I have the Dub Club in the first place is not everybody cares about the YouTube videos, right? With Dub Club, you can get everything sent directly to your phone, text, email, Telegram, however you want to use it. And some people, like I said, they just don't care about the YouTube videos. So they just get the plays via Dub Club. They lock them in. Sometimes not everybody has time to watch the YouTube videos, so they'll get the plays texted to them. They'll lock them in. And if they can watch the videos, they can. Or sometimes the odds change. This is probably the most common reason why people have the Dub Club. By the time you're watching this YouTube video, the odds could have changed by the time I posted it. So for Dub Club, as soon as I decide what a play is, I immediately send it out. It's the first thing I do. So you're able to lock stuff in before the odds change. But I only charge $5 a month because I get that you could just get everything for free. So if you'd rather just pay the best price of free, get everything on YouTube and on Twitter, or you pay the $5 to get everything sent to your phone, either option is totally fine with me. I just like to give people the option, and that's all we got. Appreciate everybody for watching, and have a good one.